The Incarnation of Domination. The Incarnation of Domination.
All right, guys, welcome to the Incarnation of Domination. Now on YouTube. It's simple. Every week we go to the Heart Foundation on Patreon. We ask them to pick a superstar. Mark surprises us with that superstar, and then we talk about our favorite version of that superstar. On YouTube right now, we have China, Breezango, Jim the Anvil Neidhart. And this week, due to the unfortunate passing of Mr. Wonderful, we all decided let's do him and not go to the fan vote.
Real quick, I would have shouted out Nick Pascal. He would have chosen this week, but we'll maybe get you next week. But anyway, that was the Heart Foundation shout out that was going to happen. But I am all for talking about Mr. Wonderful, Paul Orndorff, this week for the Incarnation of Domination.
Yeah, I mean, admittedly, was not a fan of him growing up, and that means he did a good job.
Yeah, right. He's like a true heel. Heel. I have very vague memories of him because, like, I watched him through like VHS and stuff. You know,
same.
Missed his like actual run. You know, his money making run.
Right.
And then he was just kind of like a random guy in WCW to me. You know.
Right. Like to me, I grew up with the LJNs, so I had Mr. Wonderful. I mean that Mr. Wonderful LJN figure. Full disclosure, is the logo for the Major Gym. Like the silhouette.
I mean, when I think of Paul Orndorff, I think of that LJN.
Me too, 100%.
That double buy, so jacked LJN, like for sure.
Pretty perfect, yeah.
For sure, yeah.
And the legacy of just like you never take away that he was the main event of WrestleMania 1, the first WrestleMania. Yep. And I always wonder, do you think that they knew, like at the time, it's a big event. It's neat that you're the main event of a big event. But did they ever realize the legacy that would leave behind? You know, that kind of thing?
I know at the time, probably not. Yeah, no way, right?
Right.
Think about all these years later, you know.
I mean, people literally have been born and grown up and created their dream in life is to main event WrestleMania. Since that happened, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, you're looking at two of them right now.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, there you go.
Great LJN figure. Of course, in the LJN line, in the same LJN family, there are the LJN Bendies, kind of like the Bendums.
I forgot he has a bendy and a thumb.
And he has the thumb. Technically, there's 3 thumbs. It's the same figure, but there's one that comes with Roddy Piper, one comes with Big John Studd, and one comes with King Kong Bundy.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so I honestly, full disclosure, I don't know if there's like randomness to those or if they're all, you know, I'm not that familiar with the Bendies. I mean, I'm sorry, with the thumb wrestlers, I have them all, but I don't have them in on card. So to me, as long as I have one of each guy, that's all I really need.
Okay.
But that's
fair enough.
That shows how, I believe he has a stretch wrestler too, does he not? Maybe he doesn't.
That is your forte, not mine.
I'm going to look that up.
It would make sense if he did because he's like a ground floor LJN kind of
like he does.
top heel.
You guys keep talking as I look.
Well,
yes,
I was going to say
he does in white trunks. I knew it.
I was going to say massive gap in between action figures.
Well, I mean, look, he just got the LJN figure, the bendy, the thumb, and the stretch him. That's like not many did that.
Literally, if Piper's 1A, he's 1B. You know,
100%.
When those come out, top heel in the company.
Mm-hmm.
But he doesn't get another action figure until the Classic line.
Is that Classic 5?
Yes, he's in Classic 5.
Which I think is a great figure with the nice robe. First time we get the robe. And this, like, we got to give it to Jeremy for this. Like, these figures would have never happened if it wasn't for Jeremy. Basically, opening up WWE's eyes, saying, like, we need to celebrate the history.
Of course.
You know? Which now look. Like, we have, like, Peacock. We have, you know, not just, like, the bootleg style shirts at Walmart. But we have
there's more flashback merch on WWE Shop than there is, like, modern
Dolph
guys.
Ziggler merch?
Yeah. Well,
that's true.
That goes without saying. But then also to celebrate history, there's also the 3-pack.
Right, which I really, because that is the WrestleMania 1 3-pack.
Yes.
With Piper, Mr. Wonderful, and Cowboy Bob, which I think is really, really cool.
That's awesome.
And Cowboy Bob's in his jeans and stuff, so he's like really depicting him as like the guy on the outside.
Which makes me think that maybe there was going to be that matching one with Hogan, Snooker, and that Mr. T.
Wow.
You know what
Today's
I'm
years
saying?
old on that. Yeah.
Maybe that
Damn.
Mr. T was real.
Damn, that would be cool. And then I actually think the only difference between that Orndorff and the other one is this one's like way more shredded.
I think so. Is
It has that up.
head?
It's. I think it's the same everything. It just has that updated, newer torso.
It has more like brownish hair too,
Okay.
and like a blondish.
Imagine if you had that 3-pack signed. Imagine that.
I'm
Be
sure
pretty cool.
people could.
I'm sure people. There's
You could have
definitely a
had. It could have
possibility.
happened. Yes.
Like if that was your thing, then you grew up on that, and then you went out of your way to get that done. You could have easily. You had a pretty good window of a couple of years to get that done.
Yeah. Wow.
And then we go to Mattel with Legend Series 4. And now he's like finally in like the blue. It's a little different look. We've got him in red for so long. And that's what Mattel, listen, I don't know if this is by design, but I think it is, that Bill was taking figures and it's like, we just had the Classic Superstars line. How can I change it up? So he was making like, he made like Slaughter in the white tank, Snooker with the boots. I think this is what he was trying to do, is change up.
Yeah, I think
Mr.
those
Wonderful.
are decisions to give you something different,
And
which I don't mind. The Snooker with the boots I could have went without, but
I love
everybody
it.
else, everybody else you mentioned were nice.
I love it and I hate it because we never got another Snooker.
True, right?
You know?
I can't. Yeah, beggars can't be choosers, but yeah,
There's also the basic Mr. Wonderful, which I don't have, which is a nice figure though.
it's a very nice figure in the white. Yes.
Yeah, which also there's a variant with the gold world title. You know those like insert like titles.
Yes, the Chase title.
Mm-hmm. And then recently we finally got the Legend Series 8.
Yeah, very new. I love that the robe is beside him in the packaging, so you know there's a nice robe, but you don't have to sacrifice possible stainage, whatever.
It's a hell of a run, I think.
That could be it. We don't know. Time will tell, but pretty cool. Not much, toyetic wise. I mean, he's just a super jacked individual in trunks. I mean, that's about it.
Yeah.
But a hell of a legacy. Top, like we said, top heel, and it really shows with all that stuff that dropped in 85, 86, when he was...
Main events, WrestleMania, feuds with Hogan.
Still some great work in WCW early 90s.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, for sure. The mirror thing, for some reason I remember watching that as a kid, with the mirror's broken. Like 7 years bad luck. And I believed it. I was like, oh no. Mr. Wonderful's got bad luck.
He does the Pretty Wonderful with Paul Roma.
Yep. Beat the shit out of Vader in sandals. That's a legendary story.
Nash posted something about him
He
today.
posted about it today. Yeah, I saw. Yeah, that's like
it's sad to
a man's man.
Yeah, it's
Shoot,
sad.
tough guy.
With one arm, too, he did that.
Hell of a tough guy. But yeah, it's sad to read about your favorites or guys you had action figures of growing up, like passing away. It just sucks that we're all getting older and it's life, but it still sucks,
Yep.
But he had a hell of a career, and hopefully he gets remembered. And I'm glad we got that last Mattel of him. And I don't know if it'll be the last one, but it's definitely, I think that's the best one. It's not my favorite, but it's definitely the best one in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree.
Could-
the LJN's the most sentimental. I just think every kid in that era had that. You got to go with that.
Yeah. The LJN is my favorite as well. But also, I would propose that we could utilize a retro style Paul Orndorff.
Not against that.
Oh, you know what?
And if he's there with the WWE licensing or whatever, if they're still, he'd be a guy I think that would sell very well.
Yeah.
It would go good with that era, like that Chic, JYD,
Yeah.
the new
they've
Piper.
they've already crossed that line where these would be good to go.
Yep.
So my favorite, I'm just going to say, agree with you guys, the LJN. But rest in peace, Mr. Wonderful.
Your legacy lives on in plastic.
100%.